Finally, after 2 years of planning, a 1-year delay, we were finally on the Norwegian Star, bound for Antarctica and the southern tip of South America. A dream come true. As we watched the MSC Musica sail away from the port of Buenos Aires, our excitement grew because we knew we were next. Cruising out of the port, we entered the Rio de la Plata, the world's widest river at 90 miles, separating Argentina and Uruguay. It was hard to comprehend that it was a river, not a bay, but the brown water was evidence. Tomorrow, when we sail out of Montevideo and watch it turn from brown to blue as we enter the Atlantic, it will make more sense. When we return in 2 weeks, we'll take a day trip on the river to its delta, a town called Tigre, and learn more about it. But for tonight, it's dinner, a show, and then turning in because we have a big day tomorrow in Montevideo. Early Monday morning, day 2 of the cruise, the lights of Montevideo came into view. I'm a morning person and love the quiet solitude of a good sunrise, especially pulling into a port and country that I haven't been to before. The channel zigged and zagged as we followed another cruise ship in. Thanks to room service, we never had to leave our balcony until we disembarked and had a front row view to all the ins and outs of getting a ship to harbor. The port of Montevideo is near the old city on Montevideo Bay and is one of the major ports of South America. Its main facilities are for tourists and the country's supply of oil. I wonder what stories these old boats can tell. I bet they've got some interesting ones. Montevideo is the capital of Uruguay, founded in 1724 and home to 1.4 million people. As we waited to clear customs, we got ready to go ashore and explore a new city and country. We didn't have a plan, just see where the day led. And it led to a city tour on a bus. We were going to go for a walk, but it was hot and humid. And they had bus tours for $20 that took us to all these really cool plazas and parks. And we got to see statues and fountains and hear about the history of Montevideo. And we had air conditioning. One of our major stops was at the Legislative Palace, over 100 years old, and the meeting place of the General Assembly of Uruguay, and the seat of the legislative branch of government. It is considered to be one of the most beautiful legislative buildings in the world. Our next stop was a snack and restroom break and a quick glimpse into everyday Uruguayan life. At the market, a little bit different market. You went to each vendor, little store separately. Not like the supermarkets we're used to, but it was interesting to see the way that they did it. Yum! Our last stop of the day was at Monumento La Carreta, a 90-year-old statue honoring the country's history of labor and exploration.
Por todo yo brindo, desde lo feo hasta lo lindo. Tú eres una prueba que el mundo a mí nunca me brindó.
Our tour was supposed to include Old Town, but we were running late and headed back to the port instead. Oh well, gives us something to look forward to next time when we come to Montevideo. Back on board, the relaxation room and the thermal spa seemed like a good place to sit back and wait for us to leave port. Leaving the port of Montevideo, we could see how much bluer the water was in Montevideo Bay than it had been the day before leaving Buenos Aires and Rio de la Plata. As we said goodbye to Montevideo and Uruguay and got ready for our evening's entertainment, dinner, a show, listening to some music, tomorrow's a sea day, and we're starting this series of lectures on Antarctica. You can feel the excitement start to build. Tuesday, day 3 of the cruise, dawned foggy, which was okay. We were ready for a slow day as we had been so busy in Buenos Aires and Montevideo, and we were really looking forward to listening to some of the lectures on Antarctica. Seemed like we weren't the only ones a little slow to get started this morning, as the atrium was almost empty. One thing I love about having a balcony, even on sea days, there's always something interesting to watch. By late morning, it was getting more active in the atrium, and O'Sheehan's was starting to fill up, although you can still find an empty table. But the best place to be was in the main theater for the lectures on the wildlife and history of Antarctica. Very popular. Also very popular was the Spice H2O area on the back of the ship on deck 14, where we spent most of the rest of the afternoon. Back in the atrium before tonight's dinner and the show, tomorrow's Punta Arenas and Penguins. Stay tuned for part 3.